in John 3. Verily I say unto thee, we speak what we do know, and testify what we have seen, and ye receive not our witness. If I have told you earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe I tell you of heavenly things? For no man hath ascended up from heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, and whosoever believeth on him shall not perish, but he that believeth have eternal life. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth on him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God sent his Son not into the world to condemn the world, but the world through him might be saved. And he that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. And this is the condemnation, that the light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds are evil. For every one that doth evil hateth the light, and neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds be reproved. And he that doth truth cometh to the light, and that he may be made manifest, they are wrought in God. And after these things came Jesus and the disciples to the land of Judea, and tarried with them there, and baptized. And John was also baptizing in Salem. Now I want to skip down to the end here where it says, He that receiveth his testimony has sent his seal, that God is true. For he whom God has sent speaketh the words of God. For God giveth not the Spirit by measure to him, and the Father loved the Son, hath given him all things into his hand. He that believeth on the Son hath everlasting life, and he that believeth not in the Son hath not life, but the wrath of God abideth in him. Wherefore then the Lord knew the Pharisees had heard that Jesus had made and baptized more disciples than John. But Jesus himself baptized not, but his disciples. He left Judea and departed again to Galilee, and he must needs go through Samaria. And they come unto a city where the Samaritans, which is called Sychar, and the parcel of ground which Jacob gave to his son Joseph. And Jacob's well was there, and Jesus, therefore being wearied with his journey, sat on the well, and was about the 6th hour. And there cometh a woman to Samaria to draw water, and Jesus saith unto her, Give me to drink. And his disciples were gone away to the city to buy meat. Then he said to the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it thou, being a Jew, askest to drink of me, which is a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. And Jesus answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of God, and who is to thee which saith, Give me to drink, thou would have not asked of him, and when he would have given thee living water. And the woman said unto him, Sir, what? Thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep, and from whence hast thou the living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us this well, and drank thereof of himself, and his children, and his camels, and his cattle? And Jesus answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh the water shall thirst again. But whoso drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be a well of water spring up to everlasting life. And the woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water, that I thirst not, neither come I hither to draw. And Jesus said unto her, Go and call thy husband, and come hither. And the woman answered and said to him, I have no husband. Jesus said unto her, Thou hast said well, I have no husband. But thou hast 5 husbands, and him who thou hast now is not thy husband. And thou sayest truly. The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive thou art a prophet. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place that men ought to worship. And Jesus said to her, Woman, believest thou the hour is come, which ye shall neither in this mountain nor in Jerusalem worship the Father? Ye shall worship, ye worship what ye know not, and we worship what we know for the salvation of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and is now, when true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and truth, and the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. The woman said to him, I know Moses commanded that which is called Christ, which shall come, and he shall tell us of all things. And Jesus said unto her, I that speak unto thee am he. And upon this came his disciples and marveled. He talked with the woman, and yet no man said, What seekest thou, or why talkest thou with her? And the woman left her water pot and went into the city, and saith to the men, Come to see a man that told me all things that I ever did. Is not this the Christ? And they went out of the city and came to him, and in the mean his disciples prayed, saying, Master, eat. He said to them, I have eaten meat to eat that ye know not of. Therefore the disciples said, the one of them to another, How hath any man brought him out to eat? And Jesus said unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work. Say ye not therefore, the 4 months that come with the harvest, behold, I say to you, lift up your eyes and look on the field, for they are white as ready to harvest. And he that reapeth receiveth wages, and gathereth fruit into life to eternal. And he that both soweth and he that reapeth may rejoice together. And herein is the true saying, One soweth, another reapeth. I sent you to reap. And what upon you bestowed no labor. Other men labored, and you entered into their labors. And many of the Samaritans believed on him, for he saying the woman which testified, He told me all that I ever did. And the Samaritans came unto him, and brought him that would tarry with them, and he abode there 2 days. And many more believed because of his own words. So we can see the time has come. We do not have to pray to the Father in Jerusalem or in Samaria. We can pray to the Father in spirit and truth. We being God's children, Be a solitude if the Spirit of Christ be in you, that we have life to ever life eternal abiding in you. It says very important that we remember that to walk as he walked and to follow in his footsteps. For the Son did the will of the Father in all things, and all things the Son doeth, he see the Father doth them in him, and the Father worketh in the Son. And so we all should work with the Spirit of the Son and Father in us. And it says, as Jesus prayed, Father, they may be one as we are one. And so we know that the Spirit of Christ be in us. We have eternal life abiding in us, and we will walk as he walked. It says, do not have love of the world or the things that are in the world. For any man has love of the world, is not the love of the Father in him. All is in the world, lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, is not the Father but of the world, and the world passed away with its lusts. So, and he was to the will of God, abide in eternal life. So we know, quiet. So we know then that if we walk as Christ walked, it says to not have love of the world, nor in what in the world is. It says, and also we should not all just think what we shall eat or what we shall drink or what we shall put on. For it says, are we not much more value than a sparrow? And yet God knoweth one of these fall to the ground. It says our value is more than many sparrows. And yet God seeth each one of the sparrows and knoweth them. So we have. Excuse me.
Daddy?
Hold the checker.
Right there by the bed on the boat.
It's got to stop. Yeah, boy. So we know Christ has come in the world to be the light of the world. It says the city set on the hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but put on a candlestick that ye light to all that are in the house. So we shall let our light shine before men, they may see our good works and glorify our Father which is in heaven. For it says, ye are the salt of the earth. If the salt is mixed, the salt loses savor, wherewith shall men salt? Is it not henceforth then of no more value to be cast out and trodden underfoot? And so what we have to think is that if our salt is mixed, or our lives are mixed with evil, we cannot be like the salt of the earth. To be the salt, we must be pure, and we must remain in the way Christ has asked us to walk. As it says then also, we are God's children. If we are then children, heirs according, and joint heirs with Christ, bear into our spirits that we are God's children. If we're then children, then we are heirs with him. And we would hope then that we can walk in faith. As it says, faith, hope, and charity. The greatest of these is charity. So we would hope then, as we go through this life, we can keep our focus on things that really matter, and not just always focus on things of the earth. We know that he who lives after this earth will turn again to the earth, but he who lives after the Spirit will through the Spirit receive eternal life. So we can hope we can walk as Christ walked, and not love the world nor things in it. So it says here, I'm going to read out of Proverbs. Go the ant, thou sluggard, and consider her ways, and be wise, which having no guide nor overseer ruler, provideth her meat in the summer, and gathereth food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou rise out of sleep? A little sleep, a little folding of the hands to sleep, and so shall thy poverty come upon thee, as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with forward mouth. He winketh with his eyes, and speaketh with his feet. He teacheth with his fingers. Forward is in his heart, and he doth mischief continually, and he soweth discord. Therefore shall his calamities come upon him suddenly, and shall be broken without remedy. These 16 does the Lord hate, and they the seventh abomination to him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that devises wickedness, imaginations. Feet that be swift to run into mischief. A false witness that speaketh lies, and him that soweth discord among the brethren. My son, keep thy father's commandment, and forsake not the law of thy mother, and bind them continually upon thy heart, and tie them about thy neck. And when thou goest to sleep, thou shall lead thee, and when thou sleepest, shall keep thee, and when thou wakest, shall talk with thee. For the commandment is a lamp, and a law is a light to thy reproofs and instructions are the ways of life, to keep thee from evil woman, and from flatteries of tongue, and from a strange woman. Lust after her beauty in thine heart, and neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman is many a man bought for a piece of bread, and it also hunt for the precious life. Can man take fire in his bosom, and his clothes not be burnt? Can one go upon hot coals, and his feet not be burnt? So he that goeth to his neighbor's wife, and who touches her, shall not be innocent. Men do not despise a thief, if he still shall satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold, and shall give all substance of his house. But so he that committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding, and he that doth it destroyeth his own soul. A wounded dishonor shall he get, and his reproof shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of man, therefore will he not spare him in the day of vengeance. And he will not regard any ransom, therefore he will rest content through many gifts.